The ref blew the whistle. I've looked down and then I've looked up. And then I've seen the Man City guys celebrating.
But then he done it twice in the same game, though.
Yeah. One on the left foot, one on the right foot. So in my mind, he fucking took the piss. Yeah, Joey. Fred is shit.
Wow. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're tuned into another installment of Podcast Pundits. I'm your host for today. I go by the name of Strives. I support Arsenal. It's been a brilliant season for us, but it's also been a disappointing season for us. But like I said, man, I'm happy to, well, I don't even think I've said it yet, but I'm happy to be here. I'm here with our originals today, no guest today. So it's just going to be an unadulterated Podcast Pundits episode. I think we've got a good one lined up for you. It's been an FA Cup weekend and we've got our Manchester United correspondent. He goes by the name of...
Dre, man. Back from annual leave, back from Wembley. Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. End of the season. Finished better than I expected. Avid Man United fan, by the way, if you don't already know. I'm sure everyone knows by now. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Yeah, I was happy when we ended the season in the Prem. The FA Cup's another story, but I won't go into that until a bit later.
Smooth. And then we're gonna, it's just us three on the panel. Again, we're gonna introduce the Podcast Pundits fan favorite. He goes by the name of...
Yeah, it's your boy Joey Nomadic. Listen, hey, when we introduce ourselves and we say we're happy to be here, like, that's because we love football right now. We love talking about football. Definitely. I'm happy to be here talking about football. Obviously, the season's done. And I'm watching a couple old football videos, you know, watching a couple other leagues, and I'm just happy to be talking about football, man. So, yeah, man, Liverpool supporter. Not been the greatest season, but I love football. It is what it is.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
I fully hear where Joey's coming from there, because, yeah, there were times when I wondered, like, man, could I continue doing this podcast, you know, if Arsenal didn't win the league? But I'm still equally happy to be here, man. Just happy to wrap it up with my boys and happy to talk footy.
Come on.
That's how we do it.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what, Dre, man, you weren't here last week, and you always kind of had a little bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I feel like you were a little bit despondent when it came to Manchester United's top four charge. I felt at times you felt like you might fall out of it, and then there was times when you were resigned to feeling that you were going to maybe end fourth. So obviously now knowing that you ended third, obviously outside of the podcast, you've come under a lot of scrutiny from your fellow fans.
Yeah,
they felt that you weren't giving Manchester United enough, like you weren't, you know, giving them their due dessert, so to speak. How do you feel about the way you ended? Like, now that you finished third, do you feel like you overachieved in that respect, or?
I feel we did overachieve. But at the same time, maybe that just shows how badly the other teams around us also performed. Because, I mean, I think I said it, like, I didn't think we'd make top four, but then I said at the same time, all we can do is just focus on ourselves and try and reach the highest position available. And it was always basically the away games that I said that we've always been like not convincing, and we've always like seemed to lose. So when we seemed to win the majority of the last few games of the season, I was like, all right, maybe there's a little turn for the corner. But again, Newcastle fell short at the last hurdle as well. So then we moved up to third. But like I said, I think third, it flatters us a bit. Like, there's still a lot of cracks in our team. There's like, we're papering over it. Don't get me wrong, Ten Hag, he would have taken third, like, from when he took over.
Yeah, I think he would have taken fourth.
Yeah, exactly. So third was just like, it was just such a bonus, isn't it? So in a way, yeah, we're happy that we finished third. United just did what they had to do. And yeah, we were just up there. Obviously, yeah, like I said, we definitely need to strengthen going into the summer.
So having seen the season out, we can obviously officially say your season's over, knowing that the FA Cup final's been played now.
What was the result, by the way, for anyone who didn't catch the game magically? Nah. I want Dre to say it.
I knew you were going to say that. It was 2-1 to Man City at Wembley.
All right, cool. So, before we get into that, because people have sent us photographs of you at the stadium, and you didn't tell any of us that you were that you were going to the game.
When you come back from annual leave and then someone tells you they've got a ticket, you just have to be real stealth, because there was only one ticket going. I would have liked to tell more people, because I would like to go with a lot more people, obviously, like Marley Marr and stuff like that. But sometimes you just have to go and just support your team on the last day of the season for us, which was like the FA Cup.
Game's a game.
Yeah. So and I was just etching to see them as well. Like when you come back from your annual leave, like you're pumped. You're like, I'm looking forward to this event.
No, I can only imagine. And to be fair, like a cup final is always a great day. So that's actually what I was gonna lead into. Like, having had your season where you finish in the top 4, top 3 even, and you've had 2 cup finals. Compare it to how you saw your season going at the beginning and where your season ended. How would you judge Manchester United's season from your perspective?
I know
you said you papered over a couple of cracks and stuff, so I'm not trying to get you to repeat that, but obviously I kind of want to get from you like where you were, where you are now, whether you saw like how much improvement you saw and where you think you can go moving forward. Let me add to that question. Yeah,
in terms of, I think what we need to do is we need to give credit to Ten Hag, because he's obviously brought in a few players, but the majority he's literally had to just do a job, which is working with what he's got.
Okay.
In a sense. So in a way, Joey, I think, said it before, that he actually thought that we had a decent or all right squad. I'll disagree in a way, like in terms of if you're Man United,
right,
when you're looking at like our bench, you're not looking at it and going, "Oh, yeah, these guys are gonna change it for us."
When you're saying your bench, who is your, because your bench has been kind of ever changing. So at the moment, when I think of your bench, I think of your nowadays Weghorst, because he seems to have gone back onto your bench. Sancho, sometimes he's starting, sometimes he's on your bench.
Yeah, like in terms of like, you're not going to be looking at it and going, these guys are going to come on and really make a difference. Whereas if I compare it to Man City, I'm looking at their bench and going, okay, so if this guy's not performing, then another guy's going to perform. For instance, they got KDB, then they got Gundo, then they got Phil Foden on the bench. In terms of how they've done it, it's just strength personified. In terms, do you understand? If you need to change a game, you know that the personnel on your bench, you can rely on them to come on and do something for you.
Does it surprise you that you've actually probably had a higher net spend than Manchester City, and now you're still in a position where you're saying that you compare the two squads of Man City?
It doesn't surprise me, but at the same time, you need to remember that you need to buy wisely, innit? So I think Joey said it again. It comes down to the structure of the club. So it will filter down like from the top, then filtering down to like not just the manager, but the scouts, like your backroom staff. It's everything combined, isn't it? How can I say it? If you haven't got the right ingredients,
right,
you're not always going to get it right. Do you see what I'm saying? And I feel like we haven't always had those right ingredients until kind of Ten Hag kind of came in. And I feel like he's set down the law in terms of how he wants to do his things, who he wants there by his side.
So you conduct the club as well, man.
Exactly.
So what you're behind Ten Hag's purchases then?
I have to, because of what he's done this season.
I don't think he's not like behind it, but you're behind
you need
the thought process.
Yeah, exactly.
The thought process, not the execution, because obviously Weghorst didn't work out, and in hindsight, it's not what you wanted. But in terms of getting a big guy who can offer something different to what you have at the club, it was a right thought process.
Exactly.
Right? And let's have it right. Before he came to United, bro, he was banging goals. Like he banged goals in the World Cup, banged goals for Wolfsburg.
Was it the Turkish league as well? Yeah,
bang goals in Turkey. So it's not like he doesn't know how to bang goals.
No, but
we've just seen a different guy here, bro. Like you can't say
not really, because when he was in the Prem with Burnley, he wasn't that dissimilar.
He still banged a quality goal past Man United, if I remember. That's probably the reason why they thought, you know what, we can have him at the club, bro.
But imagine, you're not even talking plural. You said a quality goal.
But
Yeah, exactly. It was one goal,
But you know,
wasn't it?
like, how many people in the Premier League can say they've banged quality goals, bro?
Especially against a big team as well.
Do you know what I mean? And it was a very good quality goal, bro. It's an impressive goal.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
personally,
sorry, and he performed exceptionally in that game against a top 6 team for Burnley.
yeah, he did do well against Manchester United, but I think the criticism was obviously I don't feel like he's Manchester United's usual mode.
No.
Yeah,
and I
he's
think
not.
that's also maybe you can spin that and make that a praise for Ten Hag because he's not afraid to go against the grain to get what he believes is right for the club. And some people will criticize it, some people might praise it. I think at times Weghorst has actually been quite beneficial for the way you play, but I think as time has matured and as time has gone on, it's probably become more and more apparent that that's probably
Yeah,
not
exactly,
the mode
because it's the goals that obviously people look at him for that he's not really providing.
Yeah.
When we lost Ronaldo, Ten Hag would have been thinking, okay, we need another striker who's out there. But then I in my mind, I'm thinking, could we have got a better loan? Who knows? Was it left last minute? Was it?
You probably could have gotten a better loan, but I don't think it would have been in the profile of the player that Ten Hag thought or hoped he would be bringing to United. I think he wanted somebody big who could bring the ball back down,
Exactly.
who could play football and connect everybody up, and also get like maybe at least like 7 goals or 6 to 7 goals.
I think Ronaldo also made his position untenable at the club, obviously
100%.
going
Yeah.
to the Piers Morgan. So what do you make of those, the critics, or maybe those that are looking for, you said that it papers over the cracks. What do you make of those that alleged one of the cracks being that Weghorst actually was not a replacement for Ronaldo and you potentially may have been better off keeping Ronaldo at the club?
Keeping Ronaldo at the club? I don't think so, because from one thing that I gather is that when you're trying to bring a team together and you're trying to unify the club as one, the last thing you want is toxicity in your team.
Not in your first season, mate. Or, no.
Yeah, exactly. So in my mind, I'm thinking Ten's like, he's obviously told him, you're not going to be starting all the time. He's kicked up a stink. He's not liked it. He's doing his Ronaldo thing. Then Ten's probably thought...
Exactly what Arteta did with
Uber, with...
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
So Ten's thought, like, I can't have this. Like, we got to move this guy. Like, it's just not working. Like, the direction I want to take this club and what I need to bring to the team, to bring this confidence, to bring the strength, to try and get Man United back to where they were. We don't need bad press. Like, you get bad press from playing bad games and from losing. You don't need any more attention to your club.
So I'm going to say, obviously, that just from where I'm at, I actually think that sped up your improvement because I initially at the beginning of the season thought Manchester United probably needed about, I'd say 3 seasons maybe to just kind of get to where their fans expect United to be and what they used to, like, as we've grown up.
Wasn't that the same that happened at Arsenal as well?
Yeah, but it took us a little bit longer.
Okay.
So I expected a similar kind of...
just things getting worse before they get better, but within a certain amount of time.
But I think I don't know if United fans will agree with me, but I think actually much to their advantage that it kind of exploded and got really crappy really quickly.
100%.
Because then it gave Ten Hag the opportunity. Some might see it as a disadvantage, but it's actually the opportunity to actually say goodbye to, say good riddance to, bad trash. Not that Ronaldo is a legend. Let's just get this right. One of the best players to ever grace the sport of football. But in the context of United in his second stint, I think it probably is good riddance to bad rubbish, considering how sour the relationship was, and gave Ten Hag an opportunity to kind of stamp in more of his identity and what he expects from his players, and like you said, bring in players, whether it be Weghorst or whatever. So just to go back to the question, obviously where you started the season and kind of where you ended, like
we've overachieved.
Okay.
We have overachieved.
You've overachieved.
We have overachieved because, like I said, a new manager coming in, in my mind, you're not thinking that they're going to take you right to the top.
No.
Do you know what I mean? They're going to need time. They're going to... I think the first thing that Ten Hag did was just... He said that Man United just couldn't really play football when he went to the training sessions. in terms of just like one touch football. And
Yeah.
like all the training videos, you just saw him just shouting at players saying like, you need to give and go, like one touch football. Like Man United didn't have that in their locker. And it was apparent because at times like our football was woeful, like really woeful. Like, and in terms of when we go back to Ronaldo, United were just relying on Ronaldo to get those goals.
in the season prior.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah, I used to watch your training videos on YouTube because I watched the Arsenal ones, Liverpool ones, and the Man City ones. The Arsenal ones used to be terrible. They used to be terrible in Arteta's first season. Then they just drastically improved.
Yeah.
And what was funny is that the Liverpool ones started dropping in quality whilst the Arsenal ones were getting better.
Right. Yeah.
ETH's first ones, they didn't have no sound on them.
Right.
Yeah, because he was abusing the hell out of them.
They did
He
what
must
he
have
did.
been ripping into them.
Yeah. Then they stopped showing them. I think kind of like after the Brighton and Brentford games, they stopped showing them. And then at that same time, I think Liverpool stopped showing theirs as well because it was just bad, innit? So yeah, man, like 100%, like they couldn't play one touch. That's all they were doing was rondo.
Yeah, exactly.
All through the whole video, man. So yeah, it's interesting, man.
Yeah.
So I think obviously United now finishing third, two cup finals, one win. And then obviously we're about to touch on the FA Cup final. Before we do, your season, we didn't get a chance to hear from you. Obviously, we had a standing United fan. Big up Nihai for his insertions last week, shall I say. How do you grade your season as a Manchester
I think
United
he had
fan?
it bang on, you know. I think he had 7.5 and I think that was accurate.
Yeah.
'Cause I think if we had won the FA Cup, 8.5, especially because we were playing against in the final.
Yeah.
So I think 7.5. I think that's a fair result. First season, you know, got into the Champions League. You've won one cup. You've got to a final of the FA Cup. It's not a bad season for Ten Hag. I think he would have taken that at the beginning of the season when he joined. I don't think in my mind he would have had any more expectations. Like he's one of them guys. I think that is. He always says it. We take a game at a time, innit?
Yeah.
Like he never gets ahead of himself.
No, it's a brilliant season for
The
Ten Hag.
managers, are there many managers that have had better first seasons than that?
I don't think so. I think
You'll be hard. I'm sure you'll be hard pressed to find
Yeah,
one. I don't know
yeah.
what Pep had, but I think you'll be hard pressed to find the managers.
yeah, because it says something like if I just kind of compare it to Arteta, just because he was up there like with the football he played this year. So they're saying like days since Arteta won a trophy last, it was 1,035 days. Eric Ten Hag 93 days. Days it took to get into a Champions League spot. Arteta 1,280 days. Eric Ten Hag 280 days. So it's not bad in terms of
as in from the beginning.
yeah, from when they both took over their clubs.
What I'll say is that
Are you sure-
Arsenal
Are you sure that's accurate though? Because Arteta won
FA Cup, innit?
Yeah, the FA
But
Cup.
what I say, even though when Arteta came in, I think Arsenal were in a worse off position than Man United were, in my opinion.
No, yeah,
I see what you're saying.
my opinion as well, but I think most would even argue factually because aside from the season where United finished below Arsenal, 6, United I think finished 4th, 3rd, 2nd,
Yeah.
and then you had that 6th season, and then now you're 3rd again. So I appreciate that your squad isn't performing the way you expected to for it to perform, but actually, if you look at it with that lens. Your squad wasn't.
It wasn't the worst. So in
Yeah.
terms of how I see it is, you've got players, and then you've got the manager that knows that this player is probably not at the level that I want him for.
Yeah.
Like he'll basically look at some players and go, this is not a Man United player in my mind. But it's like Sir Alex Ferguson, you got to put your arm around them,
Yep.
and you need to take him to that next level in it. And I think Ten's tried to do that with a lot of players, and
Squeeze out as much
exactly.
as possible.
And in my mind, especially Sancho, like this season, I feel like he's given him a lot of opportunity. And I just pray that guy gives him something back.
Like, Sancho couldn't like walk away today and say they didn't have faith in me.
No, I don't think he can.
And I
think they've like even with the little retreat that he got and stuff. He's been afforded enough
A
opportunity
lot
to
of
stamp
players would never come back from that. We'll never see them again. So a lot of players never even get that kind of faith from their manager, bro. So I back what you're saying, man. He's definitely tried to put his arm around every player at the team. Except for Van der Beek, I don't know what happened with Donny.
Yeah. True. I think that's the end of him. Right, no problem. So before we get onto the FA Cup, last question I'm going to ask from you is obviously that a lot of people have been asking who's had the better season out of Arsenal and Manchester United. I'm going to put that same question to you. In your opinion, who's had the better season?
I'd give it to United just because they won a trophy.
Okay.
And we all know that when we watch football, we obviously admire how well your team's playing and admire how well your manager is tactically putting you out on the field. But at the end of the season, no one's going to remember you for those things. They're going to remember you for what you won and for what you did. Just in terms of that, I just say United had a better season just because they won a cup, and I don't think anyone would have expected United to win anything.
Yeah.
With 10 coming in, they would have expected at least one season to bed in, and then maybe next season try and go for something. So who knows? It might have been luck, it might have been something else, but we won a trophy, and that's what people are going to focus on.
What I'll say is that I think you're right on paper, but if you judge it from like another point of view, like whose fans were given the better time this season, you'd have to say I think Arsenal have had the better season on that terms. But again, as a neutral, I don't care how you felt as a fan.
Fair enough.
I can only care about something that's tangible, and the silverware is the most tangible thing.
Talking about tangibility, who gave out their medals? I keep asking because when I was watching the FA Cup, Is it Prince Andrew?
Yeah.
I'm seeing like big royal family giving out their FA Cup medals. So obviously that's a cup that I'm used to our team winning. I'm saying, so I just don't know what happened with the Carabana? Is that what they call the cup now?
Yeah, it was Prince Andrew still, bro.
They did have a royal. Okay, it was Prince Andrew. What is that? Who you's giving out your medal?
Boy.
No, but you know what? Obviously, I believe Arsenal's had a better season, and just to further compound that point, the Charity Shield is going to feature Manchester City versus Arsenal
now.
Come on.
So what are you saying?
Razor.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I don't know that cup does much.
Are you saying you're going to give them a better go in that game for what it is? Do you see what I'm saying?
Do you want to bet who's going to win, or do you have to wait until you see the transfer window?
Right, so I see what you're doing.
I'm just checking.
But when it comes to Manchester City and Arsenal, one thing I will say is Manchester United you seem to give them tougher games. Like you seem to make them work for their wages a little bit more than I'm used to seeing Arsenal do anyway. I know the 3-1 before Arsenal fans jump on my back.
Yeah.
Pause. I know that we gave City a competitive game when we lost 3-1 at the Emirates, but just in terms of just from what I've seen from even just this season alone, I feel like Man City have to grind it out a little bit more when it comes to playing Manchester United. Bar the game when they were beating you 6-1 and Martial got those two consolation goals. Yeah. But I'm actually looking forward to that game. Actually, I want to get it out of the way. I want us, because I think what happened last season is Arsenal got carried away with just blowing every other team out of the water. Pause, and we had that game postponed against City, and it was just like, oh, we're ready for City.
Yeah,
we can do this. And then we had that FA Cup game, and I personally was extremely annoyed, as you've probably heard in the podcast episodes. I mean, I felt like, why have we thrown this game away? Like, why have we given City the confidence?
Yeah.
And then they smoked us at the Emirates. Although we played well in some people's estimations, they smoked us at the Emirates, and they completely obliterated us at the Etihad.
Let me put this to you, Dan. Strive, I should say. In terms of that Charity Shield, if you're Arteta, do you go for something completely different in that game to test the waters, or do you just...
No, you go strong. Because that's your season precursor.
That's what we did, because we beat them in it. I
think it was 3-1 or something like
that. Was it? No, it was on... Nunes. It was a Nunes header, no?
Was it? What?
I think it was just a 1-0.
Yeah.
And Haaland missed right at the end, one sitter. I think it was Nunes header.
Okay. I need to double check that. But I think after as Joey's will probably attest to, I like preseason. I think preseason matters. I think preseason counts towards how you're going to approach the rest of your campaign. So I feel like the community shield or the charity shield, whatever we call it now, is like is your first chance at some sort of trophy, but it's like the best preseason trophy that you can get.
It's almost to kickstart your season in the right direction, isn't it?
Kickstart your season, so it can either go really well or really badly. You cannot get smoked in that game.
Sorry, just to what you were saying earlier on, you said the postponement of the Man City game. Do you think that
helped? I think that helped Arsenal, to be honest with you. I think if that game came when it was meant to come at that time, I feel that City would have, obviously City won anyway, but I just feel like it would have come a little bit too early for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I feel like at the time it came, I feel we had an opportunity to really...
Do you think you go on your run if you lose that game to City at the right time?
Exactly. I don't know that we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so...
I think our run helped us a lot this season. We actually had quite an easy run. There's no game that's easy.
That doesn't take away nothing from the run,
because there's no game that's easy. But we had quite an easy run, and we had winnable games. And for the fact that we won those games, bar the Manchester United game, that set us up.
Yeah,
that really set us up. I feel if you put a Man City in between that somewhere, it disturbs us. As you've seen, any time that we had a little loss, it disturbed us. Just like when City beat us before.
But that's when I thought you guys won't win the title. When you lost that first league game to City.
Yeah.
Because, sorry, and that's also why, no shade, this is why I'm not confident in you lot next season, because you kind of got humbled twice by City.
Yeah, no, but to be honest with you, I'm not mad at anybody that isn't like confident in Arsenal next season. I'm not mad at that at all, because the only team you can actually be confident in is Manchester City. They're the team that has shown you time after time that they're prepared to, or they're able to even get rid of players, add players, and still stays competitive. So I'm not mad at you for that.
I'm confident in Liverpool though as well.
I know that's the bit where I'm really surprised.
Because we like out of the last 5 times we've done it like 3 out of 5 times. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Like we've kept toe to toe with Man City 3 out of 5 times.
Yeah.
Whilst excelling in Europe as well.
I've got a theory on that, but we will get onto that. But before we do, I want to just circle back to Manchester United, because they were involved in this FA Cup game. That the only game of the well, that's not the only game. We still had the Roma and Sevilla. We still had the Roma and Sevilla game, I suppose, but. The main game of the week.
It was a most boring game.
Jeez.
Bro.
You know what Mourinho does? Yeah,
not even Mourinho. I'm just retired from seeing Sevilla in the fucking Europa final. I can't watch
that. It's their cup, man.
But Mourinho tried to do his textbook performance, get the goal, and then just lock up shop.
He had to, bro. They own the Europa League, bro. They got the trademark to the Europa League, bro.
Yeah, man. And again, that's another game that I want to touch on as well, because I think Mourinho had some choice words for the officiating. Now, I would love to get you guys' opinions on, but this FA Cup now. So, Dre, man, you found yourself at Wembley, yeah?
Yeah, I did. I was soaking it all up. I was like, yeah, it's good to be here.
They gave you a nice little hat as well, to wear, a sun hat.
Yeah, nice sun hat. They're selling mad on eBay at the moment. I don't know, like these United fans, they disgust me, man. Like, you need to keep these hats, man, bro. You need to keep your loyalty, bro. Like, bro, are you making a quick buck off the club? Oh, nah, I'm not like that, man.
That's that talk.
You need to keep that, bro. Like, otherwise,
that's that supporter talk, bro.
Yeah,
shut him, man.
Just because in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, what's he talking about?
I'm gonna sign it with a fake Salah signature.
Exactly, bro. If I see the going rate on the market, bro, I'm getting rid of that, bro. You didn't even win, bro. He didn't even
It doesn't
win.
matter. That's my club's hat. I'm wearing that at the beach. I'll be proud, bro.
Oh, man.
Wearing that at the beach. Wearing it in the summer.
The Cypriot time, bro. From,
Yeah,
from
exactly.
AFTV.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if there's one thing about Dre, man, yeah, he's got all the Manchester United merchandise. Mods was last week was he was ridiculing me, saying I've got a lot of the Arsenal merchandise. But if you go into Dre man's house, you'll see there's a framed picture. It might even be him with Alex Ferguson signed.
That's crazy. Bro. That's crazy.
I can't lie.
And then he gets the happy birthday text as well.
He gets
From
texts.
to Alex.
Sometimes he used to DM Cristiano Ronaldo as well, saying that, bro. Like, happy birthday, bro.
As much as you guys were annoyed with J-Man's predictions, yeah, he's as loyal as they come, man. He's as loyal as...
You got to stick through your team like through thick and thin.
Whilst being realistic.
Exactly. You need to I just don't understand it. Going into that FA Cup, moving back to your question, Dan, like going into back to
first time was a Manchester derby.
Yeah, exactly.
In an FA Cup final as well.
Wow.
Everyone could see that obviously Man City's team is on fire.
Would you say it was 50-50 going into the game, or was there... I think I've heard Rio Ferdinand say that the game was over before it actually started in reality. But
yeah,
I think
exactly.
he said that in hindsight. But
Yeah.
prior to that, I don't believe he was saying that.
It's always going to be tough against City. In my mind, I thought, the lads have got a good chance to kind of prove their point to Eric Ten Hag if you want to be at the club.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Put yourself out there as a final.
Yeah.
It's against the best team in the Prem.
Right.
That's our benchmark, innit? Mm-hmm. So going into that game, let me just tell you, the ref blew the whistle. I've looked down and then I've looked up. And then I've seen the Man City guys celebrating. And I just started laughing. Bro, I was laughing in my seat with the guy who got me the ticket. We were both laughing there. We're the only guys in the crowd like laughing.
You know what's funny about that? The only because I was gonna ask you that because I was gonna say did you see the goal go in? Because I promise you, yeah, I remember I was just literally I got into my bedroom because I was with my little girl and I was like, yeah, before we go out and spend our day, I'm gonna watch the game first.
Yeah,
but I didn't watch the build up.
Yeah,
so literally, I think
you know what I mean.
So I put the TV on, and I was like, "Wow, 1-0." I even missed the replays, bro. I missed the replays. So that was now the fastest goal that's been scored in an FA Cup final after Luis Saha's goal a decade ago against Chelsea.
Yeah, it was mad, bro.
So you actually missed the goal as well, even though you were there.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't even think
you don't get replays at the stadium.
No, they do. They show you the goals,
yeah.
but not the incidents, like in terms of the bad tackles and stuff like that, because they don't want it to influence the referee.
They used to, though. They used to show the tackles, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I'll be honest. I was watching from the first second. But the thing that made me laugh was it wasn't even the goal. It was the fact that every Man United player was looking at each other as in, you're going for the... You know, like when the ball's up in the air and you're like, yeah, you're going for it. Or not, like, you're going to go for it. Right. So they're all kind of just
No one took ownership.
Yeah, and that's the kind of game you need to take ownership in. And that was just... It was just a fucking poor way to start the game.
But it was a sick goal.
It was a sick goal, but like, when
could it have been stopped?
It could have been stopped, bro. I think, like you're saying, with ownership, when the ball is in the air or... He felt comfortable to do that.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why you feel comfortable to do that in certain games.
We've seen Gundo be comfortable scoring some amazing goals.
We have, but we've also seen him not.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's been on fire. Like the last part of the season, I think I said it like a few episodes back. You take KDB out, he's put him in, he's your captain. This guy's firing on all bloody cylinders, you know?
Yeah, I think he was chosen to be the captain by the Man City players as well.
But back to that goal, sorry. I'm not saying, obviously, it was a brazy goal, but I think in certain games where you feel the pressure on you, you're less likely to do that. Or if you're going to do that, it's just going to be a hit and hoper.
Yeah.
The time he had to watch the ball come down and hit it, he was
way
very
too much
confident
time for a final
that it was at least going to be on target.
But he's got that techers though.
100%.
Yeah.
But not when there's pressure on him though. I haven't seen him do that with him where there's mad pressure on him.
Hold on.
I've seen him do
the goal
that
against Everton.
Which one?
The one where he when he did that. Is that the?
No, I think he had enough time.
I'm thinking about the right game.
Yeah, I think he had enough time.
And then that little flick into the.
I think he had enough time, bro.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm talking about a volley though, bro. I'm not talking about like that goal. It wasn't necessarily like a technical goal.
But then he done it twice in the same game, though.
Yeah,
Man, I was just trying to live, bro.
Exactly. And to add insult to injury, it was, I don't know if it was right then left or left then right. So he scored them
right, left, yeah.
One on the left foot, one on the right foot. So in my mind, he fucking took the piss.
Yeah.
Oh god!
You know what? This is really coming from a fan that watched it live.
Yeah.
Well, what was like the feeling amongst the fans when he done the second one? Because that kind of dribbled in.
Yeah, no. The second one was, I couldn't believe what I was watching. You know, like when you
did you feel like blaming De Gea?
Yeah.
I don't think it was his fault.
I thought so, but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
No,
it wasn't
because there was loads of players in front of him, and
exactly.
he actually got to the ball.
But it's just the fact that when you're watching it from the stand and you're just seeing a ball, you know, like when it just
it's
like
it's
bobbling in. You're like, they get
and he got a hand to it as well.
Yeah, I was like, pick that up.
But that's why I'm kind of thinking, if you can get a hand to it,
then you should
be saving it.
But what if he's seen it late? Because he was like if I remember correctly, it's like he skipped away from the goal before he dived for the ball.
Yeah,
but he still got a hand to it, bro.
Yeah. But if we put De Gea's game into context, it was awful. It was awful, bro.
The distribution was just horrible, man.
From when he's going to put the ball down on the spot, and this guy, he's like, he didn't look confident. He didn't even want to take the goal kicks. He's bringing like Victor Lindelof in. I'm like, bro, we know.
To take the goal kicks?
Well, I don't know whether it was a decoy or what, but he bring in Victor Lindelof.
Oh, and did they go short?
Yeah, okay. But then obviously we know that Man United ain't going to go short against City because they're worried.
Yeah.
They're worried, innit, about the high press.
But you know what they did? You lot did play out from the back a couple of times.
Yeah, a couple of times.
And you broke their press quite. I was impressed by that as well.
I've got no complaints in terms of the defence. I thought they played particularly well.
Is that Ten Hag saying that that's the identity that he wants to push going forward, that's the kind of football he wants to play? And if that is the case, do you stick with De Gea next season, or is that an area?
I think he will need to improve for the goal because the goalkeeper, because in that game, the game plan. I know you said, Joe, we played a little bit like out the back, but the main game plan for that game was long ball.
Okay.
That was our game. It was long ball until obviously we made the subs in the second half.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't it have to be though against?
No. I'm not complaining about that. I'm complaining that De Gea doesn't have that distribution in his locker. Ortega, the other goalkeeper, he
done one sweet pass on the deck, bro. Just cut through like about six lines, bro, on the deck through the whole of United's attack, bro.
Like, and you need to have that in your locker if you're going to be playing it. You need to have everything. Like in terms of a goalkeeper, you need to have that, especially like such a big game. His distribution, brother, it stunk. Mm-hmm. Like I'm seeing this kick, I'm seeing better goal kicks on Sunday League. Like real talk.
Talk.
Are you happy to sacrifice conceding a couple more goals for being able to create the playing out from the back identity at the club?
Because he says that because obviously De Gea holds your clean sheet record.
He holds a clean sheet record. I get that and stuff like that, but I think you can bring in a top quality keeper.
I think so too.
You know, they're still gonna do bits at the back. If you've got a solid defense in front of you, you're going to do all right, but you just, like I think Edwin van der Sar said it back in the day, you're not always going to be peppered, but when you are peppered, that's when you're going to shine because you need to be saving those shots. You need to be keeping out those goals. You need to be saving those penalties. And that's another thing. I know De Gea saved a penalty at the end of the season, but even his penalty saving ratio is not that great.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Sorry, one more. You look at other teams in the league as well and how they play out from the back, like Brighton. The Brentford keeper is quite good with distributing to Ivan Toney. So there's definitely options out there. I don't know if you are going to scout any of them or be willing, because I think Brentford and Brighton they'll be willing to take anyone to the
I think De Gea's got one more season at United.
Is that a contract extension clause, or is it?
Yeah, I need to check into what exactly they're going to do with that, because I'm not sure if there's one more year, or if.
Would you judge ETH if he doesn't get rid of him this season? Because I'm kind of looking at him like, bro, you know that this is where your kind of football breaks down.
Yeah, exactly. It depends, because if De Gea kind of says, I want to be there one more season, but he's happy to take bench or he's happy to compete with another goalkeeper,
right?
In terms of if he brings in another keeper and he says, I'm happy to compete, then cool. Like, I think that's good, because he needs to kind of know that at United you can't play a long ball game and then not be able to distribute like the ball. Like, it's just pathetic, man. You can't do that. Not at Man United. You need to have the basic skills in your locker, which is like, passing the ball out from the back, which is easy. But then also when you need to go long, you need to pick out your guys, isn't it? So that's the main thing, isn't it?
I'm with you. Well, I mean, obviously Gundo, with his brace, I think that makes him the oldest player to score a brace in the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
So he's got a piece of FA Cup history.
Nearly got a hat-trick as well.
Yeah, no complaints with that guy.
No complaints. But City, I don't think City were at their best.
They weren't
at their best, but they weren't at their best, but they still kind of, I don't feel like they had to, and this is not me like digging, but in my opinion, it didn't seem like they had to come out of second gear too much. I know I will say that Manchester United made the game interesting, especially after Eriksen got subbed off for Garnacho.
Thank God.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that. Before I ask you about that, obviously we've seen Fernandes obviously falter at certain pressure points, namely against Liverpool, etc. I was very critical of him in that game, but he stepped up, cool, calm, collected, slotted that penalty. But that was a major talking point in the game.
Yeah, it was.
Like, was it? Obviously, watching it live.
You know what was funny?
Yeah.
When I saw AWB like kind of header it, and I saw his hand go up.
Yeah.
I think I was the only guy in the stand to say handball. And they all kind of looked at me because you're just like I was like, we need.
You just wanted anything.
I wanted something.
Yeah.
Scrupulous.
Yeah, exactly.
Unscrupulous.
Yeah, exactly. You know when you just need something.
So what? So live, you thought that?
I just said handball. That's the first thing I said, because like when the hands up there, we know there's been mad decisions. So anyway, then everyone like
I'm sorry to cut you, but I didn't even see it like.
No,
see it hit his hand.
You see it like it goes towards him, and then it goes up.
But live,
live. You see like a little thing.
You see like a jolt.
Unless it got, I didn't think there was anything there until it got slowed down, replays and stuff.
No, don't get me wrong. Like even like I wasn't like close to the pitch. It was a clutch. So I was just saying that like handball, but then everyone's like looking to me and it's like, bro, like leave it, and I'm like. No, like until the ball goes out, they're not going to properly check this.
Yes.
And I don't know if you remember, but there was a massive phase of play there. The ball weren't going out.
Yeah.
Then
And
the
I thought it was going to let it
exactly.
run.
And then the referee blew. And then I started celebrating. And then another guy below me goes, you said it was going to be a handball. And I said, look, if the referee's blown, this has got to be something he's got to look at. So in my mind, I thought he's going to give it, because there's no way VAR is going to stop a game.
Yeah.
Of this magnitude.
That's the
in a final.
worst refereeing ever, bro.
Yeah, and then
so you don't think it was a penalty?
It's not a penalty, bro, man.
No. I think apparently they're going to change the rules, but for what we was going off,
it was such a not penalty that they now have to change the rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the rules of the game, as it has been, it was a penalty by the rules of today's game.
Exactly.
But for anybody just watching it as a football lover, that was very, very harsh.
Yeah, it was harsh, very harsh.
Like your hand shouldn't be up there, but there's certain kind of moves if you play football where you can see like
bro,
to jump up for the header, your hand has to kind of like you got to like
because you need to
protect yourself as well.
Yeah.
In your
just
arms.
that. It's even leverage just to get up there, like trying to defy the laws of gravity. You're trying to
jump as high as possible, bro.
Exactly. And then his eyes was closed.
Exactly.
And he turned his head away.
Grealish said that he wasn't even looking. He didn't even know where the ball was.
His head was turned the other way at first, but then his head was, by the time his hand touched the ball, his face was facing the way that it probably would be if you intended to do it, but his eyes was closed. I'm talking in slow motion. It really and truly, in slow motion, it looks worse, but actually he had no intentions to
No, of
handle the
course
ball
not.
at all. His hand was just there. His eyes was closed. He probably didn't even know the ball came back his direction. He'd missed the header, and AWB made the header, so he probably didn't even realise the ball was coming back his direction. It was very, very harsh, but obviously Gundo saved them. So, in your opinion, you thought it was a penalty live and direct. Do you stand by it in hindsight?
I'll just take it, man. If you see a hand up there and you feel like the ball's hit the hand of some sort, even a fingernail, even a finger, in today's game, in the letter of the law, you just take it.
He's not proud to take it.
No, not proud
He's
to
just
take
doing
it.
what he has to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that your only shot on target? Because I need to check the stats, but watching the game, I felt like you didn't have that many.
Bro.
I don't feel like City's keeper was tested.
He wasn't. And what was annoying, what was really annoying to me was a lot of the time their keeper had the ball and he just do whatever. He's just dallying on the ball. He's just waiting for a pass, right?
Right.
And I'm thinking, why are we not putting pressure on him? Then when we're starting to put a little bit of pressure on him, then he's feeling a bit of the pressure. Like sometimes the balls he's giving out are not as good or they're going off. And
Right.
thinking, I was like, are we up for this or not?
Right.
Or are we scared?
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking when we went 1-0 down 20 seconds in, you're thinking this is going to be 5, could be 6.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then as the game went on and then we've got the penalty, I'm thinking, guys, like, your heart needs to be in this.
Yeah.
You
Like,
need to be
this
playing
game-
out your skin to win this, because
this game's not
otherwise,
lost.
Man City, like you said, I didn't think they were like, they didn't have to do too much because I think they had the Champions League final in the back of their mind as well.
Right.
They don't want to overexert themselves or get injured. So in my mind, I think like this is the perfect opportunity. Let's go
True.
for it.
That's true, man.
You know?
Yeah.
Talk to me about when you said, thank God, Garnacho came on.
Oh yeah. Like I'll put it like this. So we did the 45 minutes. When I personally first saw the team sheet, first thing I thought of was our midfield. I was like, what is this?
Okay.
Because he had Eriksen, he had Casemiro, he had Fred in there.
But last week, remember, I think we were I can't remember, maybe I said it, but I wondered, do you think Fred might be deployed in there to be the legs?
No, I thought Nihai said yes. And when I was listening to the pod, I actually agreed with him. I thought, because the last game of the season he played well, and then KDB was most likely going to start. So I was like, yeah, Nihai's got a point. Like he'll probably put Fred on and tell him, KDB, that's your guy.
Yeah.
That's your guy. You can't. But bro, like the midfield was woeful.
Right.
I'll go back to Joey. Yeah, Joey, Fred is shit.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So, like, obviously,
Fred,
certain man, they know who they are.
They owe him an apology.
they owe him an apology.
Because he got a lot of abuse over the social media.
Oh my God.
No, you know what? It was the part G song.
It was a
that got him.
vibe.
Yeah.
I still stand by that. I still stand by that, man. But now Fred is dead. But I'm gonna say something else as well. Like, you lot aren't gonna believe me, but I think, me, Joe Nomadic, I think that Garnacho is Spanish Dan James, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
Daniele
not sure about that.
James.
People are saying he's going to come good next season.
They think he is, but I've not seen
He doesn't-
anything.
Bro,
Like,
he
obviously-
doesn't. No, I was just going to say, he doesn't need to come good, though. You know, when you said he's going to come good, he doesn't need to come good.
Why not?
He is good. He is good.
So what, you would take him over Sancho right now?
Oh, you remember.
100%. Bro, Sancho was, he wasn't even in that game.
Were you taking?
I don't know.
Bro, Sancho.
Bro, even if I do think he's Argentinian Dan James,
You're taking him over Sancho?
bro, he has an impact on the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has an impact on
hear
the
you,
game.
but
Like-
Sancho's also had some
Nah,
good games.
in that game,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
didn't
but
have no
not
impact,
enough.
bro.
Like literally, every time he comes on the pitch, he has an impact on the game. And me personally, I only think it's because teams that play against them, it always comes unexpected.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like a sucker punch kind
Bro,
of.
it's
when
because
everyone
he's
got
playing with no fear, bro. That's the
Exactly.
and I feel like when you're young, you're playing with no fear, and
Yeah.
you've got a little bit of class.
Yeah.
He's oozing a little bit of class.
Yeah.
You know, even Pep at times, I was watching him when he had the ball. He was bending down, like watching, because he was worried.
Okay.
So the only thing I will complain about to 10 in that game is our sub should have come sooner.
Okay.
It should have come sooner. He knew the game hadn't changed. Like we went into the second half, we were dazed. We let the second one in.
I think he was generous with the amount of minutes he gave Sancho and Eriksen.
Oh, a
bro.
lot.
Eriksen
Way
was,
too much.
Eriksen stunk to me, man, as well. I don't
Eriksen-
care what anyone says.
Yeah,
man,
it's
he
true.
stunk.
You're right. Eriksen was good couple of yards off the pace of the game. And I don't know whether that was the sun, whether that was his heart, whether that was, I don't know what it was, bruv.
Yeah, you ain't got to do his heart like that.
I was gonna say,
You ain't got to do his heart like that.
He's angry. That was cold.
But
personally, I
he
think
was just off the pace.
I think he's fallen off since Spurs. Like I haven't seen any kind of like exceptional moments from him since Spurs. He's had a couple like 7, maybe 8 performances, but I've not seen
the
his
thing
highs.
is, we don't really have, when 10 was picking that midfield, in my mind, I just thought, where in that midfield does he think we have legs?
Yeah.
That was my first
Or even
thing.
a match winner.
Yeah, because in my mind, Fred, if he's okay marking KDB, that's one player you've literally like ruled out the game. Like you've basically told him to do a man mark job, right? But then there were no legs. Ericsson was struggling. Casemiro, we need him on because he can do like balls that we need.
He reads the game well.
Yeah, he reads the game well. He can do good balls. He can maybe come up with the odd goal. But as well, he was finding it tiring because we had no legs in our midfield to keep us going. And that was the thing. We had no legs at all. When Garnacho came on, game changed. Even Scott McTominay came on for bloody Victor Lindelof. The game changed. We had legs in the midfield again. So that's what we was missing. But again, we were playing a long ball game. But then Erik ten Hag didn't want to go with his star man Weghorst. And I get some people say, I've even said it before, when we play him, we feel like we go down to 10 men. But you've had 45 minutes with no joy playing that long ball game. Bring on your star man before we cut him short, or, because he's obviously not going to stay with us. I can't see how he's going to stay with us. But, bro, he came on. We might have scored at the end because we were playing a long ball and he could actually header it.
Yeah.
It was mad, bruv. It was mad to actually, when you're watching it, you're thinking,
So you
10's got to do something.
You saw potentially what his value might have been.
Yeah, because in certain games, you can utilise a player like that.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? We had Rashford up top, didn't do much.
He didn't get a shot on target.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
Lost me money.
Exactly. So, and Ten Hag, me and Ten Hag, we were watching the same game. Do you know what I mean? He's the manager. He knows what he's doing, innit? He knows what he's doing. Maybe he had faith in these players. Maybe he thought he was going to get a little bit more from them. But we fell up short, and there wasn't enough minutes in the game for the players that came on to make that impact.
So let me ask you this question just before we skirt off of this topic. Manchester United are like I think they're like the most decorated team in English football. Not before Joey jumps on me, in terms of they've got the biggest pause. They've got the biggest achievement. You got the biggest achievement, shall I say, in terms of the treble, your treble. Manchester City now, if they beat Inter Milan this Saturday, they now equal your feat. Who would that now make Manchester City the best team to come out of English football, in your opinion? Obviously, you're probably going to have a biased view on that, but obviously, if we consider the level of football being played, what City have achieved, winning the Premier League 3 times in a row, just like you guys have done, they now win the treble in the manner in which they've done that. Does City overtake Manchester United, and are you now officially the noisy neighbours?
We've been annoying noisy neighbours for a little while now.
Oh wow! Okay,
we have been. Come on, like you saying they're winning Premier Leagues, and what are we winning? We weren't winning anything. At times, we had every kind of fan coming to us going, "Yeah, we told you when Sir Alex left, this was your demise," and it was. Okay. You saw it. We couldn't get the manager right. We couldn't get we had Moyes. We couldn't get it right at all. So we've been noisy neighbours for a little while, but I think if we can slowly buy the right personnel in the right places, we're not going to be far off.
How long's it going to take you to compete again with the likes of City and Arsenal?
I think we've shown that whatever players we have, we will always try and give them a good game, innit? Bar the results in the Prem, innit? We'll always try and give the top clubs a good game. But like I said, if you don't have the right personnel, especially in that midfield, driving your team, then you're going to struggle as well. Because I feel like we've kind of ironed out our defence to a point where, I feel like we're strong. Even when we lose like 1 or 2 players, we've got a bit of class in there now.
Right.
But in terms of our midfield, I don't think we have enough depth to take us to that place, and especially a striker. We're crying out for a striker as well. We're mad crying out for a striker.
Do you, like, just to piggyback off what Strava just said, do you think that your team is ever going to be capable of going toe to toe with Man City and Pep, or are you just waiting for Pep to leave?
I don't think so. I think, like I said, I think, you know, it's nothing that a few players can't change, you know.
You guys can go toe to toe, but it just depends. It depends what you. I mean, Eric Ten Hag has shown that he can get the best out. I think he got the best out of what he could have with your team.
Yeah, so, I agree.
Yeah, I personally think with another, I'm going to say 3 windows. I'm saying this window, January, and the next window, I expect Manchester United to be up there personally.
Yeah, I think he can. I think we will compete. I think he knows that. I think that final was a good marker for him to know where we fall short.
So what are you saying for Manchester City now? Obviously they've done the double, and they're on the brink of
this treble, which I'm not happy about.
Do you tip them to do it?
I think you got to, haven't you? I mean, the only thing I think I was looking at when I was looking at stats, I think Inter Milan, in terms of conceding goals in the Champions League, they haven't been conceding many at all. So the only thing I would say is that if Inter Milan are listening, boy, just do that long ball game. At least you know you got Lukaku up there. You can at least try and hold that ball up for you. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm praying on, bro. But
so what, Joey? You're looking for a Milan win?
I'm not looking for. I'm putting everything I have. So
I want Pep to do it, man.
What for, bro?
What for? Yeah.
I don't know. I've always wanted Pep,
especially
to win
you. I know. Coming from a team where that's the only thing you have in common with greatness.
I know, but you know what? I've always wanted Pep to win the Champions League outside of Barcelona. So I've just always wanted that, like just outside of him. Because I like what Pep has brought to the game, and I just feel like he deserves to have that. I don't want anybody to have anything against it.
Do you care about the money aspect at all? Because part of me still thinks that maybe even Arteta could do what Pep is doing with money.
I get where you're coming from, Joey, but I just feel like the money aspect is a part of our game now. Like all of our clubs are getting money.
Yeah,
but it's not though. It's not though. Because like I'm saying, nobody. I still don't know anyone who spent like.
But Manchester United has spent more than City
in one season.
Their next season.
I'm saying in one season. Remember when they just bought a whole new defense, bro? They spent like what was it? They spent like nearly $500 million, bro. In like,
no, but what I'm saying,
1.5 seasons. Bro. I know, that's crazy.
It's not like a standalone. They're not doing it by themselves. Other teams are spending. Chelsea's spending. Even Arsenal now are spending. Liverpool.
No, but I'm saying now they are. So remember, obviously Man City have been doing this for ages.
Yeah.
So now we're like seeing the undefeatable. I don't even know.
Yeah, so we're all
the machine that's coming from the last 10 years of spending like a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
Liverpool have started spending, even though they've still got positive net spend. I don't know how they've managed to play against. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're doing those kind of things and you're competing with Pep, it's crazy to me, bro. Like and you're saying Arsenal are starting to spend. Yeah, they're starting to spend.
Yeah.
And like Chelsea, they've been doing the madness for a while to be. Let's have it right, and they've bought the title loads of times, but they've not really dominated it because they haven't had thingies. That's why I give it to Pep.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's the only place where I'm giving it to Pep. I'm just like, I've seen other teams.
But remember, everybody who's had what Pep has had at City has done well at City. They've not dominated.
But if he wins and that's why I want, because when you ask why do you want Pep to do it, it's because that's why I want him to, because I want him to set himself above the rest, because that's the ratings I had for him prior to joining City. Every time he keeps like getting knocked out of the Champions League and the quarters and the semi-finals, I've started to wonder, is this guy actually world class?
No, but it's not even wondering though. But we can't. If you have this team and you have this money and you keep on making the Champions Leagues, eventually you're going to win because you have this team and you have this money.
Okay, so
it becomes inevitable, isn't it?
It sounds like if he wins the Champions League, you're still going to have questions for him.
Because it's like, out of how many Champions Leagues have you not won? And when you've been favourites to win? That's not you exceeding your expectations.
I think that'll be unfair though.
No, I'm being harsh now, but I'm just saying that's not you exceeding your expectations. Him winning this Champions League for me is not him. Remember how I was judging the teams last week?
I understand.
That's not him exceeding your expectations. That's
But
you. Remember the reason why.
alongside winning the FA Cup and the Prem.
Yeah,
then you've got to give it to him.
That's brazy, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You've been doing brazy spending for a long time. If I'm an investor, if I'm Saudi government or
Yeah.
King Jamal, whatever his name is, yeah, and I've been putting these peas in, I'm thinking, where's my fucking Champions League, bro? Where's my fucking treble, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on, bro? Like, my fucking bank account I've lost like less than 0.01% on my bank account, but still, bro. Like, I expected a return, bro.
Yeah.
Well,
My Al Ali club is delivering, bro.
I don't know what all the other clubs, freaking financiers are saying then, because Pep has been delivering for City, bro.
He's been delivering, but he hasn't.
Are we still waiting to hear on that
last
financial fair play thing?
Bro,
Yeah.
we know
Yeah.
what's going to happen, bro, man.
but
Like, they can't. If they have to undo the evil that Man City have done, yeah, it's gonna fuck up the whole Premier League. So they're gonna sweep that shit under the rug. It's too much trouble, bro. We don't need that trouble.
Probably
bro.
got a good accountant just sorting it out, man.
Nah, man. It's the same shit guy that got caught in the first place, bro.
So what you say? So what? Clean sweep? Man City's going to win?
It's gotta be, bro, man.
Yeah, I mean,
bro, if he doesn't win Champions League, bro,
I'll probably go to church. I'll light a candle. I'll wear my cross. I'll get my rosemary beads. You do everything. You put juju on them. You do everything in your power to make sure that they do not win.
You know what makes me sick about this? You guys were so happy for Man City to win the Premier League, and now look at your faces. Look at your face.
No.
Because really,
no.
you should have.
Bro, I would rather they won every single thing than you lot win the league.
So let's get behind them, pause, and let them win every single thing.
I need to
This is what you wanted.
Now I'm going back on the deal I made. Now I'm going back on the deal I made, bro.
Bro, I'll just say
Premier
that
League. That's what I signed up for.
I was happy when I saw that you guys crumbled. I wasn't happy that Man City won because I was always Arsenal.
Yeah, you did say that you'd rather Arsenal win it than City.
100%.
You were like probably the only person that I know that said that.
Because I knew I could kind of see that Man City are going to come up, going to get to so many finals.
Because they've won the Premier League so many times, like, I don't care, bro. Like, this is not a new feat. The Champions League is something different, bro. Because this is that's
something that you hold dear to your chest. I get you.
Who knows? Lukaku might do this for us.
Listen, he can. I'm not being silly. He can.
Yeah.
Like we've seen. What was it? Inter Milan best Pep's team with Jose Mourinho. Samuel Eto'o saved the day.
Exactly.
Another black African strongman can come and do the same thing. Powered by the vibranium that's in Meg Thee Stallion's nyash.
And his size 16 feet, wherever he's got Lukaku, bro.
Come on, man.
Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. But but they've got everything going for them. So yeah, it's gonna be one hell of a game, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
It's got to be 6-0 City, man. Anything less than 6, I'm not having it from them.
I think in a final you're always gonna get. I'd be surprised if it is that clear cut.
Yeah, exactly. Finals. That's the thing. Even when, like I said, when we went 1-0 down, I really thought that this could be the end. Going to a final and getting humiliated.
Yeah, I was waiting for my 5-1.
Exactly, but then when I could see that I don't know, like you said, I know like some people say, they were still stuck in kind of first gear. But at the same time, they were, I think they were saving themselves, but they were also wary. They knew that if they did something wrong, there was someone there that might capitalize. And then
now they can throw everything.
Exactly. Now they can throw the kitchen sink. Yeah. Literally play their hearts out. Hopefully they've drank too much. I think City do the treble. And just while we're on European, I just want to do a little light touch quickly on West Ham versus Fiorentina. That's coming up this Thursday. Are we rooting for? Or I'm rooting for West Ham, obviously. Yeah,
English
West
team,
Ham. Yeah, English team. Why not?
You reckon they can do it?
Yeah, I think so.
Just before we go into that, Joey, I need to ask you something. Now that City have won the double, what's their season saying? What's their grade? Because I think you were kind of harsh last week on City.
It doesn't change for me.
Okay, you're still giving them a 7.
I think 7.5, and I said 8. 8.5 with Champions League.
if the treble you gave them 8.5 only.
Like,
that's
don't you
quite
expect?
harsh.
No, hang on. But don't you expect?
treble.
Don't you expect Man City to win?
No,
You expect them
because
to-
they've
we
been
always-
flopping in the Champions League.
No, not the Champions League. I'm talking about. I expect them to win the Premier League and what's it called? Sorry,
Cup.
no. I'm chatting shit. I said a 10. I said a 10 if they get a Champions League.
Okay.
They get treble.
So
Yeah,
at
I
the
was gonna
moment,
say.
at the moment, has the grading jumped up a little bit?
Fractionally. Like I don't rate the FA Cup. I rate them beating Man United in the first Man United FA Cup final, Manchester final. But again, for me, like I would have easily put 10k on Man City to win that game. Like I would have easily borrowed that from everybody, because that was the expectation.
Yeah.
And the
I
same
agree.
for the Premier League. Like once they beat Arsenal, I would have easily put not 10k. But I would have easily put a lot of money, bro. A lot of bankruptable money on that, bro. So, yeah.
Cool. So wait, West Ham, Fiorentina, quick look ahead. What have you not? West Ham haven't had the best season in the Premier League, but they seem to have found their feet in Europe, whatnot. We've seen a lot of headlines being made. Their players doing a podcast circuit. Mikel Antonio's had some choice words.
Yeah.
Apparently he says Declan Rice is the best DM.
Yeah, I saw that.
He says he's
Does anyone disagree with him? I'm checking. No, Dre's thinking about it though still. I like, for the record, I like Declan Rice, man. I think he's cold.
That's the thing. I think
he's cold.
he's a decent player.
Rice is good, but he's not even better than Partey. So I think it was rude to say that he was better than Rodri. But
it's 'cause who said that he's better than Rodri? Mikel.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's not better than Partey. I don't know if he's not, bro.
I think Partey, obviously, he left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths.
No. Forget about that.
Okay.
I just don't think we've been able to see the real Declan Rice yet. I don't think we have.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm hoping he moves to a bigger club.
Yeah, as I was going to say, is that what you want to see him at a bigger club? See if he can.
Please.
Yeah.
And sorry,
I've
no
got faith in him.
disrespect.
I've
Not
got
Man
faith in him.
United. I want to see him at Man United. Not now. Maybe next season if they get their shit together.
No, we got to see him at Arsenal.
I would love to see him at Arsenal, to be fair, to be completely honest, man.
Yeah. So we're saying FA West Ham for the
I'll go with West Ham as well.
Cool, man. All right, cool. I wanted to introduce this last week actually. So I want to double back to the Premier League. I'm gonna ask you boys a couple of questions. First off, actually, before I get into this, obviously the relegation. What did you guys make of the relegation battle and the teams that got relegated? How do you feel about that actually? Because Sam Allardyce came in with some big words. Obviously, he was waving his Todd around, saying he's saying he's one of the best managers to do it. I don't know if he was trying to convince us himself or his players, whatnot, but then Leeds still got relegated.
For the record, he is,
did all right.
in the Premier League. In the Premier League, he is one of the best. Like I don't know what top number it is. It might be top 20 or top 10. He could be up there, but
could be okay.
Yeah. But just to answer your question originally, the only team I'm not happy didn't go down was Everton.
Is it? Who would you have rather stayed up?
I'm okay with Everton staying up because I felt like Leeds and Leicester had to go. They
I
just
feel bad for Leicester a little bit.
I did because of the chairman owner.
Yeah.
But in terms of they had a whole season where I think they only brought in like about one player, then they brought maybe another person in January. They haven't grown in the last 2 years.
What do you make of because Brendan Rodgers is being linked with a move back to Celtic? Like, what do you make of this guy? I get that they didn't invest in Leicester, but Brendan could have done better with that team.
He could have done better.
He doesn't. Do you think he deserves to just go back into a job?
Bro, I think he shouldn't be going back to Celtic. I think he does deserve to go into another team. I think.
Yeah, and I'm not saying lose his career, but I'm just,
yeah.
But I'm just Celtic's a Champions League team, top of Scotland,
by default, bro.
Yeah, but
by default, bro.
But he don't deserve to get by default.
Yeah, but
privileges,
but going to the Champions League there, that's just for me. That's the same as going to fucking Latvia, bro, and then whatever team wins the league there, and then they randomly qualify for Champions League. It's the same for me because there's not that much you have to do, bro, at Celtic. Yeah. For me, that's like the equivalent of
But that's what I'm saying. Does he deserve
European...
that? He doesn't deserve that. He doesn't.
No, he does, because remember, he got Leicester into the Europa League. He got Leicester into the Europa League, and then he got them into the Europa Conference League as well.
He won them an FA Cup as well, didn't he?
Yeah. So 100%,
he's done things for them,
bro. Like he's top Premier League manager.
Where he's left them though.
Yeah, but it's like at the same time, it's like sometimes you have a relationship with a girl. Yeah, you have good times, great times. But then when at the end of it, when it all breaks down, yeah, she might be in the dumps, or you might be in the dumps. That's just the way it ended, bro, man. And it's no hard feelings, man. But we move on, we build back better.
I think Leicester could have done with sacking him earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, they left it way too late, and I don't know whether that was, like you said, because of the respect they had for the manager.
Credit in the bank.
Yeah, exactly. But there probably comes a point where when you're not doing well, the morale of the team's low. They're probably thinking the manager's not really doing much for us. Like, he's not doing something to make us get out of this situation, even though he's probably trying. So they've kind of lost a bit of confidence in him. Yeah. So I feel like the board need to act. I know it's harsh nowadays, but that could have been their difference. They could have actually stayed up. Do you know what I'm saying? If they sacked him like midway through the season, or when the dip will happen.
The board are more so to blame, do you think?
I agree. Yeah, they left it too late.
What players would you like to see stay in the Premier League from those clubs? Are there any that you wouldn't mind at your club? Are there any that you just in general you wouldn't mind staying in the league, so to speak, like from like
Tillemans, Maddison?
They seem big. What do you make of Romeo Lavia? So I think City's got a buyback clause.
Yeah.
What do you make of him? I think I'd love to see him at Arsenal.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do with him. Because I'm not sure if he'll fit into that Pep mold, if I'm honest.
Did Harvey Barnes do anything to make anybody think of him?
No, but I seen that him and Maddison's linked to Newcastle, but I don't know why Newcastle. Haven't looked at that Leeds player, Koch, Robin Koch.
Cock.
Yeah.
Cock.
Pause.
Whoa! God damn. Yeah, like, because he's or even Totti, because
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
there's a good few players within those teams that have gone down.
What about fucking Ndidi? You lot had enough of him, or?
Oh,
yeah, true.
Because there was a period where he was a hot property in the Premier League.
I don't know if I'd want him at my club. I don't know if I want him, but yeah, there was a period when, and then even the Leeds striker that was running rampant.
Somerville.
Was it not? No, not
Nonto. Wilfred Nonto. Somerville.
Somerville was your guy, innit?
Yeah. No, I hated him, bro. But he clapped us out of the goal, bro, man. I was giving him the thing because he was clapping goals, bro. But I didn't like him, bro.
Because I remember all the time when you kept giving him your back pages.
He was banging goals, bro. I didn't like it when he was past us, man. But I had to give him respect that was due.
Yeah.
No, and then there's also Ward Prowse as well, innit? He's surely got to stay in the Prem, innit?
Yeah, he's like a.
I think he'll
specialist, but
I feel like he might go Burnley, and I think that company can kind of maybe make him into like a fake Jorginho.
It sounds about right, to be honest. That mold fits him well, and that club.
Because obviously, when your finances are limited, you just know that you need a technical, deep lying playmaker.
Yeah,
and he can do that. Sorry, that's just me enforcing my thing on it, but yeah, I think that would be a good option.
No, there's a few guys, man. Even Walker Peters, fullback.
I think he had a good season this season and last season as well, man. Yeah. I like that guy, man. Still,
yeah. So there's a couple guys that teams could look to raid a relegation.
Yeah, club. And they wouldn't come. I don't think they'd come that expensive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right, I want to do a quick this thing I wanted to do last week actually, but the time was getting on. I want to ask you guys, just a couple of questions. Yeah, we don't have to spend too long on it. Can be we can almost call it like a fire round. Yeah, so like a little Premier League awards. Yeah, so who would be? I'll start off with Joey. Yeah, who would be your player of the season in the Prem? Your player of the season. Just have a. He doesn't have to be a bait person. Doesn't have to be who everyone else would say. But who would you?
Yeah, off the top of my head, I think by default I'd just give it to Haaland. To be completely honest, man,
yeah, it's kind of hard to argue.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to think of a more poetic answer, man, but the guy's just come in and done something that nobody else has done. in his first season.
His first season. No, for real. Dre, man, did you...
Does it have to be a young player this season or just a player?
No, I'm going to ask the young player next.
Ooh, player this season. That's a tough one. Because the thing is, I don't really want to give it to Haaland.
Why not, though?
Too easy.
Yes, it feels too easy. Even though he scored a mad amount of goals and things like that.
So who else is in the frame for it?
I'm trying to think who else has done half decent this year with a crap team.
Harry Kane?
Yeah, that was in my mind. Just because the amount of assists and goals he's given Tottenham.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd probably put him up there because, again, just the team he's playing in, the amount of managerial changes he's had, the amount of time he's been at the club, and the consistency he continues to have, even when they're so bad.
Do you think he stays at Tottenham this season?
Nah, he's gone.
Well, I think Real Madrid are stepping up their interest.
Yeah, I think
now that Benzema.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted him at United, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes somewhere like Real.
Right, young player of the season. Joey, who are you thinking?
Jadon Sancho. No.
No.
Now you're taking
Saka,
a piss, bro.
Saka,
yeah.
I give it to Saka, man.
The young player of the season over Odegaard.
What's the age limit?
20 up to 21.
Oh, yeah. How old is Odegaard?
Ooh, how old is Odegaard? I think he's.
I think he's 23. You know.
Odegaard's not 23.
No, I think the age limit for young play for PFA young players 23.
23.
Oh, is it?
Under
Yeah,
23s.
Okay, so how old is
If
Odegaard's 24.
Oh, okay, yeah, then I'll give it to Saka then.
Saka? Okay.
Yeah.
Mine would have gone to Saka as well. What would you say?
Ooh. Maybe Rice.
Rice.
Yeah, how old is he? He's not. He's
Declan.
Yeah.
No, that don't sound right to me.
He's young, isn't he?
What do you mean? Because of the age or because he's not had a great season?
No, he's 24 as
he's
well.
24.
I thought he was just under that. I thought he was 23.
Yeah. I was thinking he's not a young player.
He started.
Yeah, but
He
he's
started relatively.
But remember, Thingy's a young player as well, though, man. For me,
that?
still.
Who's that?
Odegaard.
Yeah, he is.
Because he started when he was like 12, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Okay, so it's not Rice, then yeah, I suppose you have to give it to Saka anyway.
All right, so a controversial one. Who's your flop of the season?
Sancho for me.
Jeez, Sancho.
Yeah, he's been disappointing, man.
He has been, but is that based on... But he's not... Sancho's first season compared to Grealish's first season, it's quite the same.
I know, but I think that... I know the stat you're talking about, I think it was goals or something. Like, I think Sancho maybe had 6 and he had 5 or something like that, or 5 and 4. I think it was 6 and 5.
Flop of the season, Sancho.
But he's not performing.
Okay.
He's not performing. And when you come with that price tag...
Is that Sancho's fault?
I think from what he was doing in the Bundesliga to then come to United and then just go flat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because we've seen...
Because United have
had some Bundesliga exports do really well. Obviously, Gundo, he came from Dortmund. He's been a boss. Haaland, come from Dortmund, been a boss.
Navigator.
Yeah, I know. Damn, what do you guys do to that guy?
Yeah, exactly.
What y'all do to him, huh?
But
no, just because, like I said, the price tag as well. I think we pay him like 350k per week.
Yeah.
Come on, man, you can't justify that. Like he had an awful final as well, one to forget. I think he was even still on the pitch, like trying to end the game, but he knew he was injured. Like, what? Why do that? Like you're already playing awful, but then you're injured and you're playing even worse.
Yeah, you make some good points. I was going to say Nunez, only mostly because of the price tag.
No,
but then I thought about
season.
No, but then I thought
that's
about
harsh. That's
no,
harsh.
not him.
Yeah,
I'm talking like just the whole package of him arriving at the club and us thinking it's going to be some way more Liverpool fans than Liverpool as a club.
Yeah.
But then like taking a couple of things into account that like he didn't speak no English when he come to the club. But then, obviously, if you compare it to Dre saying Sancho, who's
mad,
obviously
bro.
at home, you've come home, bro. And like,
yeah, exactly.
It's your opportunity to show up, man. But yeah,
my flop of the season would have been Uber or Richarlison, but I'm going to give it to Richarlison, man.
Yeah.
I think Richarlison's been absolutely...
why did you give it to Richarlison over Uber?
You know what?
Because old ties die hard.
Yeah, it might be that. It might be that a little bit, but it's just like Richarlison from the season that he had with was it with Everton?
was Everton.
Yeah, to what he's done at Tottenham.
Yeah,
It's been mad, bruv. It's been absolutely poor. It's been abysmal, bruv.
And then when he scored that equaliser against Liverpool, and then Liverpool Jota scored straight away, bro.
he took
his shirt off and everything.
And he keeps on doing that as well. No. All right, so manager this season. I think this one's an interesting one. Manager this season. I know where my bias wants to give it to, but I will probably, for me, it's going to be out of Arteta. Yeah, I know like you people can just say Pep because obviously what Pep's done. Then it would probably be out of Ten Hag. I'll give it to Ten Hag as well.
De Zerbi.
Ooh,
that was my.
Easy.
Yeah.
I was gonna go Eddie Howe.
Oh, that was my other one.
Yeah, those would have been out of my three, and then my heart wants to give it to Arteta, but I think Eddie Howe has to take it. For me, what are you thinking?
I think I'm close to where you are because again, my barometer is usually exceeding expectations.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody expected Eddie Howe to get Champions League.
True.
Yeah.
But I know who I enjoyed watching the most this season, and it's got to be Roberto De Zerbi, man. He just played great football this season, man.
Fair
quality. Loved watching.
Is that where you are as well? Yeah, De Zerbi.
No, I'll give it to Eddie, just because he's well overachieved.
Tangibles.
Yeah, well overachieved.
Funny enough, the next one was going to be like, who are the overachievers of the season? So is it safe to say it's Newcastle?
Yeah, Eddie Howe for me.
Yeah, massively.
Newcastle. Underachievers for the season?
Jurgen Klopp, bro.
Yeah, Liverpool be up there.
Jurgen Klopp and then David Moyes as well. Because they've had the same season for me, man. Where they're in Europe last season, Europa League.
David Moyes is on the brink of getting a trophy.
Yeah, exactly.
I think even if Pep won the Champions League, he knocks off Roberto De Zerbi for me as well as the best manager. But if David Moyes gets the trophy, then he won't be second place. But Jurgen Klopp stays number one for me.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say Jurgen Klopp by himself. I would just say Liverpool, man. Because I think you can't be competing on four fronts to then be where you are now. So I'm going to say underachievers, just on the front.
But it does make sense, though.
It makes a little bit of sense, but not that much sense. Like you haven't.
Do you not want it to make sense? Because
no, like as in it makes sense. As in you guys are. You know what makes sense more? You saying Jurgen Klopp rather than Liverpool makes sense because I think Jurgen Klopp should have known what he demanded from his players,
exactly.
and then obviously equip the team better. But yeah, I just don't think anybody in their right mind expected Liverpool to.
No, impossible.
No, exactly.
Impossible.
So that's probably why I think. All right, let's go on to who are you, man? Signing of the season.
Ooh.
Or who had the most impact?
Well, it's got to be Erling.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got to be Erling.
That's Haaland.
Because
that guy, bruv.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, let's...
Forget
he's
that,
not
man.
included.
Forget
He's
that.
not included. Okay.
Forget that monster.
Let's come back to that one because I think I'm going to have to... I need to
have a little bit.
I need to consult a list or something.
Yeah, you need to see exactly who came in, man. Sometimes you just forget because there's so many.
What was
I'm going to do this without phone assistance. I can figure this out. Let's come back to that one.
We'll come back to that one. What was your shock or your upset of the season?
Oh, it's got to be Seven Heavens.
The 7-0 was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to rival that.
Yeah, especially like the magnitude of the game.
If you're restricting it to the... restricting it to the Prem,
Yeah, magnitude of the game. That's just mad, bruv. Like the rivalry there as well. It's just crazy. You can't be doing that. That's just not allowed.
Yeah, no, that was...
I would have taken 10 points of us in the league for that. There's just some things that you just can't like fathom. That is one of them.
Good. All right, let me think. Signing of the season. I'm trying to think. Signing of the season, most impact. You know who I'm going to say? Most impactful squad edition. That's what I wanted to say. Most impactful squad.
What, rather than signing of the season?
So signing of the season or like most impactful squad edition, like someone that's rejoined your squad.
First it'd be Casemiro.
Casemiro?
Yeah, for Man United.
Hey, he was a bit redundant at the final, wasn't he?
Yeah, but that's because it was too much.
Put on weight.
Yeah, no, but it was too much. Like in terms, like I said, there was no. You know what Casemiro will give you, and one of them is. I said it at the beginning when we first signed him. He's leggy. He's never been a fast player.
See, for me, I'm thinking Saliba. You know,
Really,
Haaland obviously probably.
or even Martinez. Like Martinez could be up there as well.
Martinez was up there.
You know why I say
He
Saliba?
didn't finish up there because of
Yeah,
the
exactly
injury.
because of the injury.
You know why
yeah.
I say Saliba? Yeah, because
Saliba, I don't know if because he got the injury as well. That's what I'm thinking.
exactly. But if he didn't get the injury, do City still win the Prem?
Yeah,
Come on,
I mean, yeah.
come on, bruv. Nah, come on, bro.
Do you still believe that?
I
Do you still believe that?
I believe if Saliba stayed fit,
Yeah.
I would have been at the parade, bro.
No, but then all the other Arsenal fans would have been like, oh, he's playing too many games, he's too young, he's going to be
No,
tired.
they wouldn't have.
I mean, that's what they're saying about Saka, so why would they not say that about him?
No, only one guy saying that about that.
But I do get his point when he says that, though.
So I think that is, I'm giving it to Saliba, but I don't.
What about Awani for Nottingham Forest? My fellow Nigerian.
Oh, hold on. Did you say flop of the season?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
It's Jesse Lingard. Sorry, I forgot about that
it's gotta
guy.
be
Bro.
Jesse Lingard, bro,
Let me not forget about that.
No, Richarlison's off the. Yeah. No,
Hey,
it's
that man
definitely
get to live another day, bro.
Yeah. Oh my days! How much did he get paid this season?
I think
He was getting $500,000 a week.
502.
No, $500,000 per game.
Yeah, per game. That's
Because
it.
they all the games he played, and then they averaged his
Yeah.
contract out.
0 goals, 0 assists,
But he didn't
17
play that many.
appearances.
After a
He
while,
played like 17 games, I
Yeah,
think.
17.
Oh, so he's still got a handsome wage.
Yeah.
Handsome enough.
The
No,
guy thought he was going from Man United to do bits at Nottingham Forest.
No, I don't think he did. You know,
What?
I think he thought I'm gonna help
Nah,
this team. This team need me, and I'm gonna help them.
He thought he was sick.
At the beginning of the season, I remember
thought it was
saying that this was a win-win, like, because it's just it was like a 1 year
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, he can still get another move.
But I feel like he's done irreparable damage, man.
But you said that at the beginning of the season. I remember, I think you...
Is that what I said?
Yeah, I think you
I
contested me.
kind of agree with you, bro.
Did you?
Yeah, I believe that.
Maybe it was someone else.
I think it was Sam.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, or Rebler, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Del Estrada.
De La Strada.
Yeah. Maybe. But
Yeah, I didn't want that one to go under the radar. I just thought, hold on.
No, that's a good. No, that's a good pull. That was a good pullback.
But you're saying you don't aren't feeling Awani as player?
I'm not sure.
Bro, I'm just saying he bullied Liverpool.
Yeah, he did.
He bullied Man United, bullied
That's true.
Arsenal,
yeah.
bullied Man City too, bro.
Yeah.
He'll probably end up at United now.
Was his impact strong enough to keep Nottingham Forest up?
I think so. He got important goals for them, bro. In the relegation battle, bro. Definitely got like about 2 to 3 goals.
He puts in a lot of work as well in the game.
100%, bro.
Puts in
He's
so
a
much
he's a
work.
pressing
He
monster,
does.
bro.
I got to give it to him.
Thing is, another was also out there. Morgan Gibbs White.
Yeah. You
Great signing, bro.
Yeah.
Great fucking signing. I thought
dude.
40 million was steep for him, but yeah.
We'll click that up and let's see what the social media have to think about that one.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Strive said that.
All right. Okay, cool. I feel like we're running out of time a little bit. Have we got time to get into a team of the season? It's just 3 of us here. Do you reckon we could get one out? I've got Del Estrada's submission.
While these men are thinking about whether we should do that or not, I just want to shout out Liverpool for procuring the signature of Alexis McAllister.
Yeah. Or we should just talk
Showing
about
some fucking
signings, isn't
intent.
it?
Showing
We can talk
some
about
fucking
potential
intent,
signings
bro.
so far.
Yeah.
I think that's what people want to hear. You know, when we do like team of the
Let's
season and
do
stuff.
the team of the season after the Champions League final.
Agreed.
We touched on that already, though.
No, after it's happened.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's true.
Okay.
That would be the proper season ender.
Yeah. Makes sense. Gives us something to really get.
So you guys got
into.
McAllister, Man United potentially have Mount.
I think Mount's a good signing. I need to apologise as well because when Mount was linked to Liverpool,
Yeah.
I think because the media hype certain English players so much here, it just makes you like want to be anti in it. But last week, Strives, you said his goal contributions, bro, and that I completely forgot about that, man. So he's a pest, and you just see what Ericsson
After this final just gone.
was doing on the pitch, man. And it's just like, even though he's not the best tackler, but he fouls, bro, and he like gets in.
He's got legs. That's what we need, isn't it?
And I'm not saying, I would never ever say that Gundo is not scoring that goal if Mount is pressing him, but he at least
Just
would
puts
be
them under a bit
questions,
more pressure.
Yeah,
questions, and
agreed.
that's what I kind of mean
Agreed.
by just being around there. So yeah,
Agreed. It'll be interesting because apparently, from what I've heard, is that they're trying to actually give Chelsea Maguire as part of the deal.
that would be the stupidest thing ever for,
Yeah, apparently.
for Chelsea to sign off for it.
But don't Chelsea like playing with three at the back though?
Yeah.
And he plays all right in his three in the back.
So be interesting.
It's not the worst.
Huh?
Maguire is a three in the
No,
back.
I'm not saying it's not the worst, but they got better defenders now.
Okay, so
They've got what? They've got 3 Africans. Maybe that's why they wanna. Maybe that's why they want to bring in the English.
they do that. They
They
do
got,
that.
I'm just saying, you know how the game goes, right? But they got Badashio, they got Cooley,
Yeah,
they've
Koulibaly.
got Lewis thingy from Brighton.
Yeah.
What's his name? Not Lewis.
No, but he's at Brighton at the moment.
No, it's over. He's coming back in it.
Yeah, Brighton are trying to get him back.
And they're just going to let him rot on the bench, bro.
Oh, no,
they're going to let him rot on the bench. They've got Thiago Silva who's still there. I don't think he's leaving this season.
Yeah, someone who said in one of the groups that they're waiting for, was it you? You said they're waiting for Thiago's son to play.
Yeah, bro. Once they get to play together, then he's going to retire.
Let him go.
But also, they got, what's his name as well? What's his name, bro? The camera, bro. Blonde camera.
Oh gosh,
Big fella.
why is he
Younger brother used to play for Burnley as well. Watford.
Oh, bro, with the names, I'm poor with these names.
You know, you don't know who we're talking about.
I know who
man.
exactly
The Chelsea
who we're talking
brothers. But yeah, and they got Tammy Abraham out on loan as well now. Is he gone for good?
The thing is, Chelsea have got a lot of players to sell this
Yeah, they do.
season, but it looks like they're trying to do a rebuild as well.
But I'm surprised we haven't heard any like concrete exits yet. Like who's out? I know Aspi.
No, there isn't
Ain't
anything.
Aspi out done now? Yeah.
No, but I haven't heard anything about Aspi being out.
Neither have I, bro. I'm saying, but I'm sure his contract is done.
But you
now.
see, like Kovacic,
Yeah,
is linked to
Kovacic,
City.
Yeah.
Met Mount was linked to a couple of clubs, but it looks like United are the front runners.
You know, what? It'll be a good start to go in that right direction because United normally leave their business like so late. It's all rush. Like we need to learn from that. Like just try and acquire your targets as soon as possible. If you can't get them, then move on to your second choice.
All right, so just looking at the Chelsea squad, they got Kepa and Mendy. Mendy hasn't been playing no games. Like, I think one of them keepers are going to be on their way out, or they need to be on their way out.
Or both.
Both, preferably, but definitely one of them because neither of them are really great with their feet, to be fair. Aspi should be on his way out. Trevor Chalobah. Strives is Chalobah.
Chalobah, yeah.
Chalobah.
Kukurea. That guy needs to go, bro.
yeah,
He needs to go.
No, but that's where they really just got him.
No, I'm joking. But they got Wesley Fofana as well as another centre back. So they've got. There's no way they can be interested in getting Harry Maguire, bro. I heard that Man United are apparently potentially gonna pay him out to leave.
I'll swear.
I heard that as well. And I don't know how Chelsea are still spending money because I saw that they're
Maybe it depends. Maybe Chelsea this way they can get money in a player if they don't think they can get any more players because of the money situation.
But remember, all that spending they did, they amortized it over a long period of time.
6 or 8 years or something.
I don't think you're going to be allowed to do that going forward.
No, they're going to change it. They're all
Yeah. So like, if they've done that, technically they can be still signing loads of players, man. And then plus when they sell their players out, that's gonna kind of slash that as well.
That's true.
Chelsea are looking to go for Caicedo.
Yeah, I was going to say, where's Caicedo going to end up? Is he going to stay?
I think Chelsea would be the perfect fit for him.
No, they won't.
No, I think it will.
Arsenal will be the perfect fit for
Man
him.
United could do with him.
Why? But so I asked you that today earlier on, and you said that he can play right back.
Yeah, he can play right back. He can play DM, and I think he's just wanted to go to Arsenal. And he's the profile of player, how young he is.
But he's also that for Chelsea as
player.
well.
Nah, Chelsea they're wasteful with talent, man. They're wasteful that kind of talent.
No. What if you're top tier talent at Chelsea, you play, bro. Like we look at Kante, we look at Makelele, we look at all of these guys that were top talent, and they came in and they played. It's only a problem.
Mount is top talent at Chelsea. But it's just because he's demanding.
No, it's because he's an academy guy. They don't rate their academy guys. And that's the one thing where Chelsea flop, bro. Like, let's have it right. RLC should have, Loftus-Cheek should have left or been moved on a while ago. So if Mount had been the signing and Mount was performing, Mount would be getting game time all the time, man. So I think that's the one thing
I think he stopped getting game time after the contract negotiations went sour.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But They probably should have gone sour if he was getting the numbers you're saying he's getting, and nobody else is really delivering them numbers. You got Kai Havertz not really doing much.
Yeah.
No, they you're saying they should have or they shouldn't have?
Yeah, they should have. If like that's what he's asking for, and you want to keep him, that means you just don't value him. And the reason why they wouldn't value him is because, in my opinion, he's an academy guy.
What about Mudryk? Is he going to come good? Mud.
But he could do. I don't know. I think
he's good, man. He's good.
Poch is gonna get a tune out of Chelsea this season.
Actually, I was going to say that thing I was actually surprised with is that Poch is not going to renew João Felix.
Why are you surprised at that?
No.
That was written on the wall from soon as they made the loan.
That guy's been let down for me, man. Like, I just hate the way he doesn't like scoring, bro.
Yeah,
like it's not passion of his.
Yeah, but
bro.
if you think about him in comparison to the rest of the team, how they've been playing, I thought he was one of their better players.
No, bro, we needed goals from him.
We did.
That's all we needed from him, really and truly. Like he did up until the build-up, he looked nice. It's just not nice enough, and he's a loanee.
Have you heard of this? Did you watch or heard of the player? I think his name's Gabby Vega, the one that plays for is it Celta Vigo? He's like a young Spanish midfield.
No, I've not heard of him.
Arsenal was linked to him.
Okay.
Newcastle recently looked like they were odds on favourites to get him, but I saw recently Liverpool are looking at him as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think he's linked to Newcastle, like you said.
Yeah, he's really good, really good player, man.
Who would you liken him to?
Who would I liken him to? Bro, I feel like he is not too dissimilar to. I want to be kind of careful here, but okay, he's not KDB levels, yeah. He's not KDB levels.
Like when Zinchenko used to be linked to KDB.
Yeah. But no, like he's just young. He can chip in with goals. He just seems really technically rounded.
What about what's his physical profile?
Yeah, his physical. I think physicality wise as well.
Same size as.
Yeah, I think I think he's a real competent player, man. I think he's decent, bro. Like really decent. Like I think he'd be perfect for what all of our clubs are looking for.
Do you like the direction your club is going in terms of like what you're linked with or what you feel you're signing?
Yeah, I like the direction with what we're linked with, but I don't know if the man that's spending the money is gonna get us across the line, kind of thing. We seem to always end up with our second or third choice targets.
But is that because your first choice targets are not realistic?
But is Caicedo not realistic? Is Rice
it
not
wasn't
realistic?
though. Sorry, Caicedo wasn't realistic because I don't think you guys had done your due diligence before even putting in the offer. Like obviously, I think it was clear that he wasn't for sale, but obviously, Arsenal thought we can buy him, we can prize him off with cash, and obviously the Brighton director.
I think Arsenal's always been an intended or a preferred target of his.
Yeah.
So I feel like we've got an advantage there. So if you're not getting a player like that would like to go to you, then I don't trust the man spending the money. Like to be seeing that Chelsea are touted to nick him off of us again. It's just why I don't have faith in Arsenal when it comes to like transfer dealings, so to speak. But I'm always happy with what we're linked to. Yeah. But it's just whatever we're linked to, we end up with somebody else. So it's like really just wait and see.
What about your team, Dre?
Boy, like I said, we need a striker.
Have you been linked with any strikers or?
Well, I think the only one was kind of Kane, but I think if Kane goes Real Madrid,
but now he looks like he's linked with Newcastle.
Oh no, but I don't think he will leave.
I think my friend who's a Napoli supporter, but I think he's going to leave this season.
Is that what they say?
Yeah,
but he's like classed like a god there, though.
No, remember he's only had like 2 seasons.
I know, but still, though.
I think it's Napoli in it, man. They had Maradona, bro. There's no way he can be a god when they had Maradona at their team.
Fair play.
But and that's coming from my friend's mouth. Not you. But I think I'm happy with the direction Liverpool are going in, man. I think obviously they've got McAllister.
Yeah.
The other 2 guys they've been linked with is the Kone guy you were saying. Last week and Kefren Turam.
Yeah.
Who looks cold.
Yeah, he does.
So, but the key thing there is all of them have got mad legs.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, you're going back to your pressing.
Man. And I think especially like seeing how McAllister fit into De Zerbi's press. I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's going to be a great signing.
Yeah. Let's see, man. I hope so, man.
Yeah, it will be interesting.
Right. So look, we're gonna postpone our team of the season until next week. But what we will do, just to round up, we'll go into the back page.
Hang on a minute. Sorry. This is very rude for me, but last week I offered this man a
I
bet.
knew he was gonna. You know, I knew he was.
He tried to run away again. What did I say? Coward, bro. He tried to run away again, bro.
I think I can hear the printer in the back. It's printing out the contracts as we speak.
It's a J-Man, yeah.
I put some pee on the table.
J-Man, before we go into this,
Right, cool.
this guy, is you're in the same group that we're in.
Yeah.
You listened to last week's episode. He upped his stake from 250. Before he said, he wants to offer me a £250 bet, but he's going to work out what the parameters of the bet are.
That's a separate bet. I'm offering you 2 bets, bro.
Oh, okay, so that's still there.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's that,
cool.
6 bills now?
No, that's what is it? 5 bills. 350, 250.
Cool.
No, that's 6 bills. My bad.
Yeah, it's the same.
So now he goes 350 that Arsenal won't finish above Liverpool, but he knows that I'm not doing that bet yet until we see the summer business. He knew that prior. So what?
No. I knew that.
You knew that.
No, I knew about you and Buds. But I'm trying to say to you, between me and you, bro.
But what's different?
What's different is that
different, bro?
I put more money on the table, bro.
Yeah, but
he offered you 100, bro.
Yeah,
what's that? That's not even gonna wipe your cheeks, fam. I'm offering you 350,
So to
bro.
me, that's
That's
450.
2 weeks worth of food shopping, bro. At Sainsbury's.
I'm saying that, but the thing is why I'm saying that this guy's a phony, because if that's your bet offer and you believe that now, then you will believe that after the summer business is done.
No, I won't, bro.
So I'm saying keep that. Make sure that offer's still on the table.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
And then I'm gonna come and take your money, because I'm saying
Are you just basically postponing it? Is that what you?
All I'm saying is I'm not a person that just pisses in the wind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
think that's where we differ. I throw my money at problems, bro. And right now you're a fucking problem.
Like, he wants my silence.
I'm paying for his silence, bro.
He wants me to keep quiet because I'm just like, is Klopp gonna be able to, re-energize his team again? Is he going to be able to?
See, that is an example of an expensive question, bro.
Is he going to be able
ain't got the funds to ask them questions, bro.
Is he going to get his boys? Like I was saying before, before we started recording, I was saying, I personally feel like Liverpool is ascendancy. We couldn't call it because it relied on a lot of good
magic,
coaching, a lot of magic. Like, who knew that Robertson was going to be one of the best left backs in the world, if not the best? That Trent Alexander-Arnold was going to do what he did. Who knew that Salah was going to become what Salah? Who knew that Mane was going to be one of the best freaking...
Oh, is he going to be back in the Prem as well?
Oh, potentially.
Yeah, potentially. But you know what I mean? But all of these things happen that eventually, after a while, that runs out. That's not sustainable, because unlike your Manchester United or your Manchester City, them man are spending. And so they're keeping themselves in a position.
Why do you say it doesn't last, though, if we've been doing it for X amount of years? So, for example, after those magicians that you named,
so that's what
we then went and got Luis Diaz.
But then what happened, though? Like,
he got injured, bro. But I'm saying when he touches the dance floor, bro, he does his job. Then we got Jota, bro. Yeah, another guy who touches the dance floor and does his job.
Yeah, but then so clearly, but remember the injuries came. So what I mean is,
no, but you remember you're attributing it to Magic Men.
Yeah, but that's when you were most successful.
No, but I'm saying it's not the Magic Men. It's a combination of the Magic Men and the system. So I think you're waiting too much heavily on the Magic Men, because you're not waiting enough.
Your system's not yet delivered the same fruits that the Magic Man, let's call it that. Your system's not yet wielded those fruits yet. Like your Nunes acquisition might do. Yeah, but you can see that Liverpool have now realised that to sustain that level at the top, you have to spend.
I think the problem is money. But I think this season they're going to spend money, bro. They're going to spend money.
Everyone is.
Everyone is. And especially from all the money people are getting from TV rights, bro. They're going to spend money. And I think...
but I've seen from Liverpool that you're prepared to spend that money. You might not have done it correctly.
I think they've learned from Nunes as well.
Exactly. But I've seen that you're prepared to do that. I haven't yet seen that from Arsenal. I've seen that Arsenal are always... Anytime we're linked with anybody over 50 million, the deal doesn't get done. Think about it.
But what, that's what I'm saying. So, are you saying that if this bet is going to be on pause until you guys sign the guys you want? Because you might not sign anybody. So then what am I just going to be waiting for you to take this bet?
I believe that we're ahead of you as it stands, but I need to see how where we stand at the end of the summer. Because what if we don't? What if we have to sell Saliba because we can't get a deal with Saliba?
But this is why I'm saying this is.
You get what I'm saying? We could have to sell Saliba. What if we don't get our rights?
No, you're right.
So I can't go into this bet blind.
But this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying you're a bit of a coward.
That's not coward.
Maybe, but your risk appetite is very, very low.
No. Because hang on. I put my money on the table. I risk my stake. Hang on. Bets if I lose.
I think my issue is that your risk appetite is very low because for me, if I hear something good, I go for it. Right now, you're saying, I need more information. And then what happens to people like you all the time is that you usually miss out on the magic investment opportunity.
No, I don't. I don't. Because I come in at a good enough time. But what you do...
You don't, bro. Because
this guy is a habitual bet loser.
Nah, bro. This guy... I'll show you. Do you want me to show you my betting records? I'm up there, my brother.
He's got an Excel spreadsheet.
Because I lost 20 pounds. I've got an Excel spreadsheet. I lost 20 pounds to you for fantasy. You see the fantasy Premier League,
What have you lost to your other...
I lost £50 on another bet and I chucked £100 on another bet, bro.
And you lost them, yeah?
Yeah, I lost them, bro.
And you're about to lose 350.
No, but listen, bro.
You see, I've been winning. I've been winning all season, baby.
You see the
all season.
Yeah, bro. But you're not winning though.
I am winning.
You're winning.
I've only lost 2 bets.
But you know why though? Because you bet on like dead certs with Wasteman, bro. That's why I said your risk appetite is low, bro.
How am I doing dead certs? Gabriel Jesus versus Nunes was not a dead cert.
Okay, fair. My point here,
Arsenal over Manchester United was a dead cert.
We're getting sidetracked here. My point here is that you're saying to Dre that you need more information before you get into the bet. That's what you said. Dre, did you not say that? Thank you. Dre's nodding. That's what you said. I'm saying to you, bro, if you need more information, that means you're not as confident as you're projecting. And if you think that this bet is coming too early for you, hang on. If you think this bet is coming too early for you, you should say, bro, I can't take your bet right now. You've not said that.
Bro, that doesn't make no sense, bruv. You know what I don't make no sense. What else have I been saying? I'm telling you.
Okay, so you're saying that
I will take any top 4 bet, because I believe Arsenal's going to finish top 4. But in terms of Arsenal finishing
so you're confident in them finish top 4?
Yeah, I think.
But you're not confident at this point. You're not confident in Liverpool finishing above Arsenal.
The placings.
It's not about not confident. I'm just saying I can't.
That's exactly what it's about, bro.
No,
come on, you're being pedantic.
No, I am confident.
So then put the money down, £350. You just said you're confident.
I am confident, but I would not stake that money
because you're not confident,
I
bro.
wouldn't stake that money because it doesn't make logic to stake money on what I can see now when I don't know what I can't see tomorrow.
And that's called not having confidence, bro.
No. You know what it is?
Dre, what would you call that, bro? If somebody says I'm not happy in what I see now for tomorrow, would you call that lack of confidence or would you call that confidence?
It's
low risk assessment.
There you go.
Is confidence and faith a synonym? Are they the same word? Confidence and faith?
No.
So then I disagree with you because I don't.
Okay, we can Google it. We can Google it. We can Google the meaning. Because you can't just say I disagree with you and then we leave it as that. We can Google it. Yeah. So confidence is obviously you have something tangible that is giving you
and
confidence.
Faith is something
you can't see, but you're putting all in.
I'm not gonna just throw money at something I can't see, bro.
And you have no tangibles either because you said you need to see the tangibles before you put the bet on.
The only time I throw money,
you need to see the tangibles before you put the bet on. That's confidence, bro. In something tangible. You're saying right now you don't have faith and you don't have confidence.
It needs to be logical. But the only time
right now you have faith, but you don't have confidence.
In faith is when I'm sewing ties at church, bro.
Oh, bro, okay. Listen. Don't do that.
That's the only time when I pay money to my God.
I think we'll let the listeners decide.
Yeah, exactly.
All I'm saying
one of us has a yellow belly, the other one said, Listen, I'll put my money in your bank account.
Joey,
you can hold it.
Joey, for the record, so let's just, so everyone understands.
Come on.
So this bet, is it off the table once the signings are in? Is
no.
Because I'm trying to clarify.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Dre, man,
that's what we're gonna know.
When did I offered this bet out? I offered this bet out last week. It's been a week.
I heard it.
You see, with my boys, when I put a bet on the table, they either take it or they say, you know what, it's not for me. It's not for me. They don't drag it out for a week. I've never had a bet offer drag out for a week. So I'm going to be completely honest with you. This bet offer is off the table by sundown tomorrow, bro.
Pussy.
By sundown. So you know what? And you know what? You know what I even do? You know what I even do? I'll up it to £500 right now, bro. £500, yeah. On the table, take this £500 cash. If you don't take this bet, bro, it's not available tomorrow because I'm not waiting to see who Liverpool signs. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
He's one of those guys here that offers out deals here that he knows can't get signed. He's a pussy.
Why can you not sign it? Because you don't have the confidence in your... You make me sick. You know what will make... Hang on. Okay, let me just finish, bro.
I feel like just taking it, just to make him sweat.
Strives. Before you... Let me just finish. I'm just going to say this one thing, yeah. Like, guys, everybody on God, yeah. £500 right now, yeah. It's on offer until tomorrow's sundown, yeah. Listen, and you guys, you know I like throwing money at problems.
Sundown? What did sundown?
What Google when sunset is tomorrow, bro? That's when the deadline is, bro.
Man, get him off.
No, hang on, but anyway,
beat his back.
But I'm saying sundown tomorrow, yeah. Take this bet, £500 that Liverpool are gonna finish above you, bro, and. All that means is I don't want to know who Liverpool are going to sign. I don't want to know who Arsenal are going to sign.
So
I just know. Hang on. Let me finish. I just know that right now, yeah, Liverpool have enough. Not in terms of player wise, just in terms of having a manager, having a club structure, having the experience, yeah, of achieving. They have more than Arsenal. So I'm not waiting for you to do that because you might sign Neymar, Messi, and fucking Zlatan. Bring Ibrahimovic out thingy, and then obviously it does change it. But why should you have that fair advantage for you to now? Because you have more confidence. The offer is for the fortunate people who are brave. You're not being brave right now. I can't give you that. You're not being brave.
I don't care. What I'm saying. Whether you think I'm being brave or not, I don't care.
So say no. Just say no, bro.
You've jumped on Bods' hype, and because
doesn't matter where the hype
you knew my position.
I did.
You knew my position.
No, I didn't know your position with Bods, but you and Bods don't bet like that. Me and you, we fucking throw money at each other, bro. Come on, let's do this.
When I'm ready to take your money, I'm going to offer you a bet.
Okay.
Because my bet will stand, and there ain't going to be a time limit on it.
But you ain't got A1 credit in the streets like that, bro. You turn down bets, you're a coward, bro. Sorry, you can't come to me with a bet after you turn down my bet.
Danny's saying your credit rating's only at 200.
Yeah, bro, man.
That doesn't make no sense.
You're fair.
That doesn't make no sense.
You're fair at best. Your credit rating is fair at best, bro.
Everyone knows.
Nigga like me, I got A1 in these streets.
Everyone knows. But there's people that's listening to this that will tell you that I've paid out my bets.
I'm not saying you don't pay out your bets, but you don't take them, bro. You don't take them, bro.
Because I win bets.
You fold. You fold when you're playing poker, bro. Nigga like me don't fold, bro. Nigga like me that fold, bro. I'll bluff until I win.
There's not a bet I haven't taken yet.
Okay.
So you're taking this one?
Okay.
There's a very good chance I'm going to take it, but he's just told you.
You got till sundown tomorrow,
exactly.
Bro.
He's giving you an unrealistic
and I don't think you got the cojones to follow up.
My lawyers ain't going to have enough time to.
Your accountant they need to free up the funds. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, man, I've had enough of this dude.
Me too, man. I've had enough of myself. I made myself sick today. Right? I just spent my girlfriend's money.
I'm going to be Googling what time sundown is. And I swear, I'm going to try and make this guy sweat.
Let's have it, bro. Let's fucking have it.
Anyway, guys, man, thank you for listening to us, man. Please check us out on Instagram, podcast.pundits, on Twitter, podcastpundits_, TikTok, podcast pundits. And then obviously you can stream us on every digital platform that is your Apple, Spotify, your Amazon, Google, Acast, YouTube, SoundCloud. Sorry?
You got to do Zlatan shout out quickly.
Oh yeah. Pause. You know what? I was just about to sign up, but we do need to pay homage, man. Zlatan's just bowed out of the game. Literally, as we was listening to the podcast, we've had these highlights of all of his best goals. Crazy goals just playing in the background, man. He's been a real loyal servant to the game. Won honours in every league that he's played for until he went to Manchester United. But we won't dwell on that. Besides that, 41, real capable legend. Boys, have you got anything that you want to insert to this quick Zlatan tribute before we sign out?
I just say I saw him play at United, saw him score, saw him get injured. That guy, he just personifies football, doesn't he? He just loves the game. Just can do some things he does. It's just like they were unthinkable for the size and height of him. It was just crazy. But you know, back then we had a proper striker, so Flipping out.
The word is Zlatan didn't retire from football. Football retired from Zlatan.
Yeah. And did you see the thing? They wrote "Goodbye," not "goodbye." Nah, they're taking the pick.
Nah, bro. Yeah, like you said, bro. For his height, like obviously you've seen Jan Koller, Peter Crouch, and them, man.
Yeah.
Like exceptional for their height. But yeah, his agility is crazy, bro.
Crazy.
Man. Like I was saying to Strides before, bro. Like if I tried to attempt any of them things, like my hips would just explode, bro. So yeah, a magician, bro. Some of the best, like probably the best goal. That goal he scored for Ajax, bro, where he dribbled through like 8 man and then just sent the keeper as well, bro.
Yeah,
like one of the best goals I've ever seen, man. So
Yeah, no, I remember that goal as well.
Legends never die, man.
No, definitely, man.
He'll be missed.
He will be, and he'll definitely. Hopefully, there's a role for him in football in time to come. I'm pretty sure there will be, man. 41, and still playing at the top level of the
Crazy.
game, man. It's kind of unprecedented. But yeah, we're going to sign out. We'll see you next week. We'll see if City can do that amazing feat, which is to equal Manchester United's accolade of the treble. We'll find out, and we'll be here to talk on it next week, man. We're out.
Well,
Peace.
We'll see if the contract's signed next week too.